Hey everybody, welcome back. Bennie Unfiltered time, and we're live on this beautiful Wednesday. Taking a moment to be in the moment is a good way to brand yourself. And I'm going to say one thing: don't ever lose focus of your moment, because it's yours. It's yours to be who you are at your best potential. So let's get started, because this week, we're starting off with our series of branding. I went off a little bit last time, and we had a day off last week, but we're on branding yourself, and we're on the topic, walk and be the walk, or walk and be the talk. Be authentic and genuine. In branding yourself, it's super important and a very thing you want to have on your side. If you're branding yourself, you don't want to be something that you're not, and you don't want to be something that you're never going to be, because you might not like that part about you. And if there's some bad things about you that you need to improve, we all have it in us. There's nothing wrong with that. But being the walk and talking the talk is a whole nother thing. It's who you circle yourself around, one thing, because that circle of interest and concern are two different things you want to brand yourself about. Branding yourself around the wrong circle to be a perception that others might have of you, that might not even be true. Because I love people, and I'm always going to be respectful to everybody around me. There are times I've maybe lost myself in some of that because of emotions. Don't let those take the best of you. Work on your emotional strategies of being an entrepreneur at your best. Never let them see you sweat. Remember that? So branding yourself and being a part of that and walking the walk. I don't have to be somebody that I'm not. One of the difficulties I've had in the very beginning of being an entrepreneur or a businessman was, what hat did I wear at what time? There's so many things that I had to learn and be a part of that it was really hard. And a lot of anxiety came into effect, and just a lot of fears, because fears can overcome us in so many different directions. There's nothing wrong with having it, because it makes us fight harder to be stronger. Because fears are always going to exist, but we're going to conquer them, because that's who you are when you're walking the walk and talking the talk. Always be the ninja. So when I was first starting off, I had one hat to wear, and that was to turn on the open sign and open the door. There was many days that I remember one person coming in through the whole day. There was a lot of stress involved, a lot of drinking energy drinks, not eating supper because I was trying to figure everything out. And when I became a business owner, I was my own employee at the time. So there wasn't many breaks at all, which is really hard to do, because you start to lose yourself after time with being tired and overwhelmed, that you start going off this end and that end. I would literally wait till someone walks in. A good friend of mine, who's also a businessman, would call me up and say, "Hey, did you get a new customer?" I'd be like, "Yeah." "Good, that's your first one." Next day he would call me, "Hey, you sound a little overwhelmed, stressed. Get a customer?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you get one more than you did the day before?" I said, "Yeah, I got 2. And it went on every day to 3, 4, 5 when he would ask me. He says, "Well, there you go. You're one ahead than you were before." That was such a huge thing for me to grasp. Because remember when I talked about branding and being who you are, we always want to remain teachable. If you're not teachable, how are you going to think you've got it all made and you're just off to the races? No. Always remain teachable, because there's someone with wisdom that's been there and done that will teach you how to get through it or overcome your fears and to be an entrepreneur. A successful one at that. That was a huge, very vital thing to learn. And I have to go back sometimes and think about these things, because it makes us who we are. To never forget where you come from type of situation. That's walking the walk. If I'm just prancing around and I'm showing off the pool or the cars or whatever material things we gain from that, isn't walking the walk. It's being too into yourself. The ego and not being prideful but humble is the way you should be. That's the part that will continue to grow in you to being very successful with toys, if that's what you want, or those dreams you live for to become by being an entrepreneur. And being successful comes a lot of things that come with that. So if we're walking the walk and we're talking the talk, is that the type of person you want to be? Flamboyant? I made the third shot, all net. Nothing wrong with that. You just won the game. It's how you present yourself after the game. Are you just flossing? Or are you trying to be somebody that you really set out to be when you were even young? Thinking of the things that you wanted to be when you grow up. We get lost in it. Any entrepreneur that's learned the hard way, who's gotten back up off his or her feet and started over but better because of their mistakes, will tell you there's some hard knocks to learn sometimes when you don't listen to being a person who's teachable, okay? So if I'm around people, I'm not going to be the guy that's all about me, and I got this and I got that. I might do that in the quietness of myself with my family and my wife, but guess what? Because I have a circle of concern, not with me at that time, but a circle of interest, they will be the first to pop my ego real quick and check. I was looking over some of the things that we posted over the week with all the team that we have working for us on Bennie Unfiltered on social media pages, and it was great. Go to our page and check it out. But there's 9 examples of what that's like to be a person who walks the walk and talks the talk. Andy Warhol said it himself at one time. It's one of the best, and it's in that. Things said out there about we're all famous within 15 minutes of, or something like that. Fame, we've all reached fame in 15 minutes. Yes, I agree with the author that wrote some of this story. Yes, that's true. But not all of us have gotten there to where it's something that's prolonged. We can do this. We all have it in us to do it. That's why I have Bennie Unfiltered. That's why I have to be myself. And sometimes it's hard, because when you wear that hat that we wear, it's hard because you don't know which hat you're wearing sometimes. You get a little lost. And when I started, it was wearing those hats of being the entrepreneur that started off as his own employee, to punching in, punching out type of thing by himself, not taking any breaks, to the guy that was going to multiple Chamber of Commerce, around 150 to 170 people a day, every Friday morning. Oh man, I'll never forget. So this is Benny, where secondhand smoke is a thing in the past from the e-cig lounge, because they had just made vaping and not smoking. It was a proven fact. People were like, 150 people on an early morning on a Friday? What did he just say? Well, I was the guy that wore the suit and the tie every Friday, and I would have to drive sometimes an hour, if not more, in a snowstorm to get to these networking groups. It was a lot of work, but it felt good because I walked the walk and talked the talk with my passion. It's a major part of where I'm at today, because I'm very passionate about things like this show that I am about anything that I want to put my hands in that's either gonna make me a better person no matter what, financially, emotionally, physically, doesn't matter. Those are the tools you'll need to be the person you're striving to be, for not only yourself, but to the people around you in your community. You can't walk the walk and be fake when the doors are shut to that, because always somebody is out there listening and watching, especially when you get to where you're going. Another reason I had to put on another hat, because I also got involved politically with our government. Government affairs is a big part of my life. I've gotten to meet many senators, and it's amazing. I've met some really good people. Even the ones I might not have voted for doesn't make them bad. It just makes them someone that I don't necessarily have the same values on or opinions with as they do, or interests. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go bash anybody whatsoever, or just own somebody that's a friend of mine because they have a different political aspect of things. Entrepreneurs network with everybody, because one thing that I am going to say now, and this is huge, when you're walking the walk and talking the talk, you're going to deal with a lot of people that you're going to walk and talk with. And when I brought up having people around you in your circle, whether their interest is of concern or not, doesn't make you a bad person. If someone's going to judge that and gossip about you afterwards to other people because you've had a conversation or a cup of coffee with somebody that might be of some other affiliated type of situation, organization, doesn't mean you're a part of that. Doesn't make you a person that is recognized as that person. Sometimes, I'm going to tell you, there's been people I've met that have such a high IQ of intelligence of their life that you would not believe when you think of them as a person you're looking at with perception and judgmental values of ignorance, to be honest with you. So don't sell people short from that. So when I wore these hats to the political arena, I was being judged and watched. Not just that, but when I joined the organizations or the Chamber of Commerce or whatnot, it had been almost probably close to 2 years when someone that I looked up to very much, who also was an inspiration to me, another person, came up to me after a meeting and said, "You know what, Benny, let me talk to you." I'm like, "Yes." Someone I looked up to a great deal. He said, "You know what, Benny? It's okay. You can dress down now. We accept you for who you are." I'm going to tell you, the relief that came off my shoulders that day also gave me extra strength that I'm now on my way to being more successful than I even could imagine. Take off the hat and throw it, because I was on my way to getting a brand new hat after that. Now granted, I did what I did because I respect where I was, where I'm at, who I'm around. When I'm a product of my environment, I must respect the environment and those around me to the fullest. If I want to be respected as the guy that gets dressed down now and is accepted, then I better act right and respect those around me that are wearing the hats that they're wearing. And old Cowboy Dave, I got nothing but respect for you, because that was the man that wore the hat. And I want to say thank you for that. Now, I still wear some of the things I wear. I might show a tattoo here and there still, but people do know me who I am. Now, wearing them hats, later on, I had all kinds of more issues because I was going a million miles an hour, trying to keep up. We talk about it in here with balance. To be that person and walk the walk and talk the talk, slow down your roll. You don't have to talk a million miles an hour to make your point across. Always remain teachable by also listening, slowing down, and not missing something that you could have been hearing from a Cowboy Dave. Because if you're rambling on, that's the walk and the talk a lot of people will take you for. So it's hard to do meetings and appointments if you're the busy guy rambling around, because you get late to a lot of them. That's where all this balance comes into effect, with having a personal assistant that also is going to watch you walk the walk, talk the talk. So when you have people around you, because here we go into another part, in order to be taken serious, just because you've had your chance to talk to other people, they are in your circles or non-circles, doesn't mean you have to be with that circle the whole time. But if you have people around you that are your personal assistants to your employees, period, or your staff and team, then you must be mindful of those that you hire or help you continue to grow on the entrepreneur that you are. Because branding yourself, oh my goodness, has so much to do with so many different things. When you're branding yourself, and I brought this up in our first part of this series, there's so many things that change along the way because you become more wiser on how you're branding who you are, because you're growing and maturing. So it's almost like riding a bicycle sometimes, because now you got no training wheels. So how am I going to pedal my bike to the successful road that I'm on if I still don't know how to take a left or a right, or even get off for that matter? So I can take some time for myself. You have the team. Now, having a team requires people that know your passion, because they have it and they see your vision. A lot of times those people bring more to the game than you were even expecting, because now your vision has become even more enlightened because you're teachable to everyone around you, including your team. These are the people that are doing your website, all your social media, your billboards. I got billboards all over the place. Matter of fact, I got billboards on baseball fields that I just can't believe I ended up. By branding myself properly, my team has made it such a good brand that I step outside of a lot of other people in my industry, and I am now my own entity of who I am and what is brought to the table. by doing so, you make history in a lot of these cases, like I did, like I'm going. There's some things into effect right now that will make history on a whole nother level. And I'll talk about that someday. But when you have a good team in front of you, you got the team that now has marketed you in such a brilliant way that you're sitting there going, because the pop to the ego might be coming soon because you have a good feeling. And sometimes that feeling isn't so negative to where you're running around with your head chopped off thinking you're better than the next guy next to you that has great ideas too. But it makes you a better person. So that's another part of balance. When you find out you got the eye of the tiger and you're a true ninja indeed, you will be okay with standing up proudly and straight and looking up at everything around you in your moment and appreciate it as it comes and goes in positive ways and negative ways that can teach us many values and lessons in life. But also cherish the moments that you have each and every day with your family and loved ones because you're doing something positive and enjoy them. If you went out and bought a brand new vehicle or you're taking a trip somewhere, don't beat yourself up and feel like you're less of or you don't deserve something, because you do. You deserve hard work with values, integrity, and character that you have not lost who you are. To go on a vacation or buy a family member a Louis Vuitton purse if that's what you need to do. Because they deserve to have something given to them as a gift to strive even stronger themselves. So when you see those people in your life, ain't wrong with giving it back. It'll keep you going forward. So don't be selfish. Be modest and don't be like, hey, I did something for you, now you owe me. Don't work that way. Not the right way. Because if you're walking the walk and talking the talk, be of integrity. There's a lot of things I just touched on. And I hope we got a lot of that. Because I could go on forever about this. That's why it's important to shoot me the emails or phone calls. I'll take them. And let's get these meetings going. Or I'll come and speak at all kinds of different locations. Because those are already in the works. I'm going to be making some appearances along this way. It's going to feel good. Will it be a little fearful actually? Yeah. I'm just scared half the time on some things too. But guess what? I got it inside me that knows I'm doing something good because it's my passion and I learned from what I give to you in return. So I'm just as much of a client to myself as anybody else would be that I have. So don't ever think it's all about that with me, because it's not. It never has been. Do I want things in life and do I want goals and set out ventures to bigger and better things? I want to see the world. I want to be running with the Bulls the Bulls in Spain this year. It's always been something I've wanted to do. At 53 years old and still alive, I will longboard down this block of mine down here every day with the boards I've got and swim laps every day that I can before it gets winter in Minnesota. And running with the Bulls in Spain has been a goal since I was a kid. I'm on my way to doing that. And so could you with your dreams. So I am my own personal client. And others around me, like yourself, will still teach me, no matter if I'm giving you things or not. I'm going to end it on this too. We're walking the walk and talking the talk, and this is true talk. I'm going to leave with two things. I was at a party over the weekend that was thrown by two individuals that are amazing people. They're entrepreneurs. One's a man and one's a woman, and they are in a serious relationship with a blended family and a network of people in their lives that they truly care about and love. Every year they have a party at their house, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. They're amazing, and I look up to both of them very much so. And they're very successful inside and out because they walk the walk and talk the talk, period. When they throw these parties, everybody that comes along, it's fun and games and networking on a whole different level of not pushing someone to just work with them or do whatever. We all do work with each other already. It's a huge network. And the branding that goes along with that, and I gotta give credit on that one, is brilliant. To have a huge bash like that with all your clients, it's amazing. So that's awesome. And they're good people walking the walk and talking the talk. So I want to say thank you for having me and my wife there over the weekend. We had a blast, and I'm sorry I didn't see everybody when we got there. A lot of people were gone. But I love and miss all of you guys, and I look up to every single person that was there and left before us. So thank you. That's a part of branding that I'm still learning about, because they do it good and they do it well, and they're very modest about it. Thank you. Awesome people who give back to their community as well. Another thing that I want to leave with, I brand myself because I believe in something. It's called passion. I really truly believe in it. And I do like the nicer things of life. I've always been that kid that could go buy something when he was little in the window and think, I want that one. And it turns out to be the most expensive thing. So that's always been a crutch. Because the nicer things in life sometimes do cost. But also, some of those things don't have a price on them because it's something that not everybody can get in here. I hope more people do, because once you do, you're going to see a whole nother part of you that you've never seen before. Never let anybody take that from you. If you're a winner that has mind like others do, with thinking outside the box of a whatever it might be that is successful for you. Now some people, they don't want that and they're okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if anybody on here gets anything from any of this, it's to be good, live your dream. If you have a goal, don't let no one take that from you. Your goals are endless. You can do this. I know if I did and still continue to, and I'm alive to talk about it after not even a year since my motorcycle accident that had me in a coma in a hospital for 30 days. If that didn't knock me down, there's still more in Bennie left. So when I walk the walk and talk the talk, I'm doing my best. I sometimes make my mistakes, and I'll always be grateful for those to learn from. I will never try to hurt anybody along those ways. I'm honest, and I'm ready and eager. My higher power is with me all the time. I'm not perfect, but I sure want to be better. This is Bennie Unfiltered. This is a good one. I really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys did too. because there's a lot more to go around. So walk your walk and talk your talk. And wherever you go, there you are. Don't ever be scared to look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of yourself. Because you're beautiful. And don't ever judge anybody else that isn't what you think they are. Because you never know who you're standing next to. And that's for sure. So be respectful. And pat each other on the back once in a while. Nothing wrong with giving someone credit. Bless you. That's my granddaughter watching me do this whole thing. Another part of my walking the walk and talking the talk. That's who I am. We'll talk about trust along the next episodes coming in the future. But right now, we're ending branding yourself with walk and be the talk. Be authentic and genuine along the way. Don't ever forget where you come from. Integrity and character goes a long ways. Our next week, check your surroundings. Do they support your brand? Ooh, I'm gonna think about that one. So are you. Hit me up on the phones, emails, Bennie Unfiltered, website, whatever, Twitter, Twitch, follow us. Okay? Give me some feedback. Call me if you need some guidance. We're even making a tour here coming up. It's me cool. I'm gonna see some faces and meet some faces. So we'll end with Brand Yourself next week on the last one of that episode. Checking your surroundings. Do they support your brand? And then, following week after that, we go into trust. There's a whole nother series. So this is Bennie Unfiltered. Stay tuned. I'll be talking a little bit more this week. Don't forget who's around you. There's good people that will build you along the way. And there's other things ahead of us. There's a lot of people that truly care about what you do. So walk it. Because there's always going to be people watching you. I'm going to end it. Once you get to where you're going, there's more eyes on you than you even expect. That's the hard part. Because you walk into a room, you go into a restaurant, and you're with anybody, people come up to you. I get surrounded all the time. I got 5 cell phones, to be honest with you, and it's hard to be with anybody sometimes when you're out. But it's hard also to be disrespectful or blow someone off because they're saying something to you. So balance. You'll get it. I know I'm trying to. Bennie Unfiltered. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Enjoy the summer. It's your moment. And it's your dream. So live it. I know I am. 2021. COVID, bye-bye. Live your dream. Be respectful and live it. Living your dream 2021. Bennie Unfiltered is. See you next week.